The government had rolled out faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in India or FAME scheme in 2011 as part of the National Mission on Electric Mobility. And about 8 years later, on April 1st, 2019, FAME 2 was launched. The aim was to give incentives for the adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. The scheme was extended for 2 years up to March 31st, 2024. The mandate for FAME 2 was to provide subsidies for 1 million electric two-wheelers, 5 lakh EV three-wheelers, 55,000 e-passenger vehicles, and 7,090 electric buses. The two-wheeler segment is close to achieving the target of 1 million vehicles. But last month, amid ongoing investigations against original equipment manufacturers for alleged violation of FAME rules which call for domestic manufacturing, the government decided to reduce the subsidies. It was alleged that nearly every second electric two-wheeler sold under the scheme made false localization claims. Incentive was reduced to 15% from earlier 40% of the EV's ex-showroom price. The maximum subsidy for electric two-wheelers was reduced to 22,500 rupees from 60,000 rupees earlier. The move led to an increase of more than 20% in the average price of an electric two-wheeler, which ranges from 80,000 rupees to 1,50,000 rupees. Ola Electric reportedly raised price by 15,000 rupees for all scooters. Electric bike manufacturer Matter increased it by 30,000 rupees. Ather Energy also raised the prices of its e-scooters by 25 to 30,000 rupees. After setting a record of an all-time high sales in May, India's fast-growing electric mobility segment witnessed a slowdown in the first 15 days of June. Average daily sales volumes of electric two-wheelers declined by more than 62% from May. From 3,395 units sold per day in May, the volume slipped to 1,271 units in June, shows data on the Vahan portal of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Sales of electric two-wheelers made up for 7.73% of the nearly 1.5 lakh two-wheelers dispatched last month. They are now down to 2.65% in June so far. Industry insiders fear, therefore, that subsidy blockade, clawback notices, and embargo on future sales might further dampen the electric two-wheeler sales and even hamper Niti Aayog's target of 2.3 million sales in the segment for this year.
See, Indian customer, particularly in electric two-wheelers or two-wheelers, is very price sensitive. Most of the petrol two-wheelers are sold less than 1 lakh rupees. So direct customer subsidy, if it brings down the electric two-wheeler price nearer to this, there are high chances of a high growth. More you go off from that, less the chances of growth. Therefore, for some time, some years, till the adoption becomes heavy or good enough, the customer has to have a choice between petrol and electric for similar pricing, or maybe maximum 20% higher or 30% higher, not 100% higher.
Experts also point out that the sudden withdrawal of subsidies should be substituted by a gradual phasing out.
The FAME subsidy for two and three wheelers needs to continue for some more time, to enable greater penetration to happen. Because currently the segments that are buying this vehicle are not necessarily the segments that will buy it later and will enable the mass penetration to go forward.
Experts say that penetration levels for electric two-wheelers is still low. What then are the major challenges for a quicker adoption of this more efficient and environment-friendly option?
One is mindset. Even at the same price, why only 4.9% conversion was there when there's such a great advantage of running cost, which means there is a mindset still. People buy when they look at somebody else. There is not enough two-wheelers on the road to have a word of mouth. Second is obviously, I told you, pricing. So the solution has to come, how do you generate that money in order to subsidize? Why not levy green tax on dirty fuel vehicles so that enough money is generated rather than taxing Indian customers?
And what then can be some of the strategies that the government and industry players need to adopt to counter these challenges?
Basically, two quick points. One, phasing out in a time-bound manner. And three, the states need to be kicking in. And also the third point there is to not to see the accumulation of all these subsidies as a subsidy to the sector, but different incentives there.
16 million two-wheelers, petrol two-wheelers are on the road. 85% of them are commuter segment, which is less than 1 lakh of rupees. So one has to concentrate on this price point to convert 85% of the customers from petrol to electric, which means you should not keep on subsidizing luxury goods, for example, which are costing 2 lakhs, 1,80,000, and try to bring them to 1,20,000. It will be a huge amount of subsidy. But if you subsidize the product which are otherwise costing 1.3 lakhs, give subsidy of 20,000, that will be 1.1 lakhs within the hitting range of commuter segment. So one way is to reduce the burden of subsidy. Second is have a sunset clause, but not in terms of time, but in terms of adoption. At around 25% adoption, if it happens from petrol to electric, you do not need full subsidy after that. Then it can be tapered.
Therefore, though industry players believe the subsidy cuts will help the sector stand on its feet in the longer run, they are worried about the near-term future of the sector. Experts emphasize, therefore, that the government and industry need to work together to incentivize a bulking up of demand for the nascent sectors, and only then think of phasing out subsidies.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
She's working her way to the corner office. Business Standard.